Hiya folks, JD here, and today we are looking at this. This is the Traxxas X-Max 8S. Okay, I've waited a long time for this, so let's get this thing unboxed. So as it's so large, I had to unbox it downstairs. So here you can see what it looks like from the front of the box. Looks quite menacing, looks really quite large, but how large is it exactly? Well, let's have a little look. So if we slide back the cover of this cardboard box, you can see in a couple of seconds exactly how large this is. Look at that. So that is my hand. This is the place I bought it from, Model Sport, they have it rated as a 1/7 scale. I believe, because of the measurements I've done, it's more along the 1/6 line, but it is quite close to 1/7. It's kind of, I think it really straddles the two scales, personally. Now, as you can see, I've sped up these particular videos here, just the unboxing, because it did take a long time to get that all unboxed, and I thought you may want to actually see more of the truck and less of the cardboard. So once you have unboxed it, you have a nice latch system at the back, which is how you take the body off, and then you can just peel the plastic back. Now this body looks beautiful. I went for the green and black because I thought it really popped and it stood out, and also we don't get a lot of trucks in green, so I really wanted to use that. That's the latch at the back, really holds on nice and steady, and you have a latch at the front as well, which attaches where my hands are to both of these hooks. Now, the articulation of this truck is incredible, and that is because it's down to these huge 7.1-inch big bore suspension, oil-filled suspension. And you can see here next to both of them, they are absolutely colossal, and they cost a lot as well, should you want to get replacements of the stock parts. But the articulation in it is absolutely incredible. Again, you have the option to roll side to side. You have the option to really take big impacts with this truck. Now on to the motor. This is the Velineon 1200 XL brushless motor, as well as you have your 8S ECU here as well, or ESC there rather. And that motor at 6S will provide 35 plus miles an hour, and at 8S will provide 50 miles an hour with the stock gearing. This ESC is waterproof, so we'll put up with a bit of punishment. I have heard of some problems coming from these ESCs, so if you update the firmware, you shouldn't have any problem with that, but that's going to be in a separate video. We can talk more about that. This particular motor and ESC combination gets warm. It has got a fan, but I recommend you beef up that fan. Something like a Castle will do quite nicely. The Traxxas cable connectors, as well as you can see here, need to have, if you're not running a stock Traxxas battery, then you do need to have the Traxxas two Dean's T connector adapters. They're about £8 each, and I bought two for this because obviously you run the two batteries next to each other, either two 3S to make the 6S or two 4S to make the 8S. But I'm not going to be paying up for Traxxas batteries. I have my own batteries which I swear by, so I'll be using those, but I did need to buy those extra cable connectors there for those. And now we're coming on to what the truck actually looks like fully assembled. So here we have it. We have those absolutely huge 8-inch tall tyres at the bottom. We have those huge over 7-inch long arm big bore suspension. We have that body that really does look really quite striking. Really nice colour match. I really enjoy that quite a lot. As well as the overall shape of this truck is fantastic. Now let's have a closer look at those tyres for a second. There they are. 8-inch tall tyres, 4x4 tyres, so more to do with off-road than the actual on-road. So that is the inside of the truck. This is how you put the body on. So the body clips onto the front first, and then it comes back to the back and rolls back, and then it just sits in quite easily, and then you can just twist the lock, and that's it. And to take it out, you just reverse that. So the front goes in first, then the back goes down. Well, you've got to find that hook. When the front is in, come on, John. There we are, the front's in, the back goes down, and then it just quite simply just locks into place. And then you just twist the lock, and that's it. She's all on there, nice and sturdy, nice and steady, and that is not coming off. It's a lot easier than those little clips. The clips do well on other trucks, but I like this locking mechanism. It's something I haven't experienced in a truck yet, and honestly, I think it works really well. Now, a couple of other things to note about this truck. They have got a brand new mounting system inside this truck. New modular chassis structure. So the front and the back end of the chassis, where you see the wheels join, that splits off. So you can unscrew that. So the back comes off, the front comes off, and the middle just sits there on its own. So it's fantastic for working on. And all the parts are modular as well. So as you unscrew everything, it just pops off. Very, very conveniently, very, very nice. And it makes it so much easier to clean this thing. Because even though it is large, you do have a couple of small nooks and crannies where dirt can get in. You also have brand new GTX shocks. They upgraded them from the 6S onto the 8S model just because those shocks were going through and damaging quite easily. Now with those GTX shocks, you have got a much larger impact it can sustain, and it really, really can sustain very, very high impacts. So that is the first look of the Traxxas 8S. We've got a few more things to show you though, so don't go anywhere yet. So there's the roll bar at the back, comes as stock. That's what the body looks like on its own. Then you have the underneath. So you can see those two clips underneath and a little roll bar. You can get extra roll bar, and I am also going to be hardening this case as well, this body, so it'll withstand a lot more impacts and be a lot harder. For the second, it's quite flimsy, but you do need that little bit of flimsy, that little bit of rock and roll with it, so that when you do hit something, it is going to absorb the impact and not just shatter. But we'll come into the body hardening at a different time in a different video. And now onto the transmitter. So, as you can see, the transmitter is a standard Traxxas transmitter. Very, very basic. Once again, you don't get an upgraded transmitter with this car. Even though it costs you an absolute fortune to buy the car, you still get your standard transmitter. I'm a little bit peeved at that. I would have preferred there to be a nicer transmitter in there. But still, I know that these work very well. So you've got your you've got two buttons here. You've got your multifunction button here, and you've got your steering trim there as well. Just make sure it's set to 0 before you get off, you start going. You've got your on LED there as well, just to let you know the transmitter is on. You've got this button here, which I use quite a lot. Now, when you shift this down, as we looked at before, watch the throttle. The throttle shifts. Now, the whole reason of that is if you push this down to, was it 70-30, then the car will constantly move. So it's almost, you are jamming that on, and the car will constantly keep on moving around. So all you have to do is just worry about steering. I've used that quite a lot with the Stampede, and I think it's a really, really good feature. Likewise, if you want to be in total control of the whole car's movement, flick it back, and then as you can see, the throttle moves back, and now you have full motion. And if you let it go, the car will stop. Now you get a couple of buttons at the top. You get your menu button, first red one here, and then you get your set button, which is here. The set button you push if the car is on its back, and the car will rock backwards and forwards until it flips itself back onto its wheels. That works now and again. It's not perfect, but it does work now and again. On the underside, you get 4 AA batteries in order to use this transmitter. There is no charging of this transmitter at all, so you have got to use shop bought or brand new batteries in here. Just make sure they are full before you take this car out. So that's pretty much your transmitter. If you flip it round, you have got your Traxxas Link in the back. Now, I've bought one of those. Now, the whole reason I have is because that is how you connect via Bluetooth to your smartphone, and that way then you can get telemetry information from your car sent to your transmitter, directly from your transmitter to the Traxxas Link, from the link down to your phone, and you can record your screen, and then you can get some really nice telemetry information from there. And you know me, I love my telemetry, hence why I shelled out for the Traxxas Link. Now, the Traxxas Link in itself is sold separately. It's about £45, and it just fits directly into here. I've got a separate video to go for that because I want to go into that in a bit more in depth and show you a little bit more of what happens when you do fit it into the transmitter. Right then, so that's the transmitter, but you also get, as with every Traxxas truck, you get quite a hefty manual. You get some decals, you get your Traxxas warranty, don't forget to fill that out, especially for the X-Max. You get some nice little decals there as well, and it demonstrates where you can put the decals just down here. That's quite nifty. You get your Traxxas Link manual, which shows you how to use your Traxxas Link, as well as how to get any other accessories for your Traxxas. You also get quite a few little extras in here, including your extra spur gear. Look at the goddamn size of that thing. But yeah, you get an extra spur gear like you do with most Traxxas stuff. I'm really happy that they give you that, because that's worth quite a bomb. So there we go. So that is your little accessory pack in there as well. Well, there we are, folks. I really cannot wait to take this out. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing and overview. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy racing.